Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Giorgi Matveev. Thank you so much, brother, for checking out this video. Today, dude, we're talking about Title Fight, the song Stab. Really just the intro. I wanted to kind of highlight it because it's really cool. I think there's some good theory goodness we can get from it. And then we could learn a thing or two about what they do and how you can maybe incorporate a little bit of that Title Fight sauce into your own playing, right? So let's get right into it. Beginning of this riff. Right? All we're doing here, hitting that C sharp, hitting the 5 of C sharp, which is G sharp. Then we're hitting this spicy flat 7. Then we're hitting the perfect 4th, which is F sharp. So you're looking at that riff and you're like, okay, that's cool, but what is it? Well, brother, let me tell you what that is. This, if you don't know what key it's in, you could be kind of going all over the place. It could be a dominant 7 chord because of the flat 7. It could also be a minor 7 chord because of the flat 7. The flat 7 is kind of the culprit here. However, this is the thing about music theory. It's cool. I love it. But the music comes first, and music theory is just a tool to use to kind of observe music and study it, see what's going on. And if you just have that little portion of music, it can be either or. It could be minor, it could be dominant. You don't know. You need to understand what comes next. What's the context behind what's going on here? So from here, we go to an E major chord, brother. And so if we're going to an E major chord, where my head goes is, oh shoot, C sharp is the relative minor to E major. We're in the key of E major. And we're playing the 6th chord of E major. So this, I'm thinking about that like it's a minor 7 chord. It's not a minor 7 chord because there's no flat 3. But as far as like the scale degree and things like that, I'm just kind of, yeah, I'm thinking about that like that. This is a chord progression where we go from the minor 6 to the root, the 1. 6-1, that's all it is. It's just really cool, the note choices that they make when they're playing riffs like this. So right here, there's our root, there's E, and then there's our 5th, which is B, which sits on the 4th string, so it's the lowest note in this little area. Then you hit this A, which is the perfect 4th, and there's your major 3rd, which is G sharp. Right? That's the dead giveaway. So we have a C sharp minor chord going to an E major chord, and what's interesting about this is this band, from what I've seen so far, they like using a lot of pedal tones. They like having a lot of dyad stuff, like intervals, just like 2 notes kind of happening at the same time. Right, that kind of thing where you hear 2 notes just kind of ringing and playing with each other. But this G sharp is very notable, because this G sharp is the 5 of C sharp. It's also the 3 of E major. So they're using this note kind of like a pedal tone. Not really a pedal tone, but it's this reoccurring chord tone that you hear between these 2 chords, which I find very interesting, because you hear passages like this where you have maybe like a, right, things like that, where there's a specific chord tone that 2 chords share, and so you'll hear that in the piece as well. So one more time, all together. Yeah. So now the question is, all right, cool, we learned it, we know what's going on, it's just a 6-1 chord progression. Yeah, and you pay attention to the intervals that they use and how they use them with each other. And now what we can do is learn, not steal, but learn how to kind of get a little bit of that Title Fight sauce into our own riffs, right? Of course, you can never beat the original. However, we can look at this and like, okay, I want to do something I kind of want to do something in the same vein as this kind of thing. So I'm going to take C sharp minor and E major, and I'm just going to lower it an octave. So instead of playing here, I'm gonna play it here on the 9th fret of the 6th string, and then my E will be played on the 7th fret of the 5th string. So if I wanted to mimic the intro, it's all right there. And then for E, we have B as well on the 7th fret of the 6th string. We have the perfect 4th and the major 3rd right here too. But we don't want to copy it exactly. We're trying to learn from it and see what kind of riffs we can make doing this. So let's take this and let's just keep it very, very simple, right? You can do like some power chords. Right? That kind of works. You kind of get the same kind of vibe. Real quick on those power chords. So if you just wanted to stick to power chords with this kind of thing, right? We can play the 9th fret, the 11th fret, and the 11th fret from the 6th, 5th, and 4th string. Right, there's your C sharp power chord. And then to play this E power chord, we're gonna play the 5th on the 6th string, and then we're gonna play the power chord of E from the 5th string, right? So we're playing this, but we want to make it sound a little bit beefier and heavier. So we move that 5th down. So really we're playing octave 5ths. And we're playing that 1 in between it. It's kind of like a nice little sandwich. Now because this is a 6 going to a 1, right? Maybe we can make that a little bit different. So maybe it goes 6, 2, 1. Right, so we do 6, and then we do the same kind of chord we do for E, where the 5th of the next chord is on the 6th string, and then our power chord is from the 5th string to the 4th string, like this. So we're playing the 9th fret, the 9th fret, and the 11th fret from the 6th string, 5th string, and then 4th string. And then that goes to the 1 to kind of resolve it. So now we have like the 6, then you go to the 2, and then you go to the 1. So maybe a fun rhythm would be like a... something like that, right? And now we're kind of making it our own thing, our own spin on it. And then from there, if you want to throw a riff on top of it, again, the band is utilizing a lot of root and 5 and 4ths, things like that. There's that flat 7 for the first little iteration of this riff. So maybe like a... right, very much on the nose of just like root 5, 4, 7. Something like that. And then we go here. I'm kind of thinking about this on the spot. Something like that maybe, dude. We go... something like that. I'm a little bit sloppy, but that's okay, dude. This is real life, brother. I give you the real stuff. I'm not that good. You can get more wild and crazy with it. Incorporate tapping, things like that, but we're not gonna do that. Maybe we wanna do a fun riff where we incorporate a lot of like minor second intervals, like something like that. In which case, we kind of do the same sort of thing, but just different, right? Because we're learning, brother, not stealing, we're learning. I don't know, something like that, dude. You get the idea. Okay, I'm done rambling. You get the gist of it, okay? Take a 6 chord, take a 1 chord, throw in some 4ths, 5ths, and 3rds, maybe throw in a flat 7 in there, and you kind of have it's a very crude, broad stroke of like a title fight riff. There's a little bit more nuance that goes into it, but that's like the essence of it, right? There's more stuff in there, but the essence of it is kind of like that. And you can use the same approach to literally just kind of learn your favorite band, figure out what notes they're doing, and then plug those notes into whatever idea you have, and in some kind of order of intervals that they would use. That's one way of doing it. There's a lot of different ways. That's just one way, dude. So I'm gonna stop rambling. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel, like the video, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Please don't kill me too hard in the comments. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.